All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Saint Kramer. We're Brandon the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about the last episode, the latest episode of The Boys. Man, I lost track. Was it episode six? Six, I
That
think.
was
I think this was 6.
dirty,
Yeah, right.
dirty business.
Dirty business. That's perfect. But yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna talk about it, how we liked it, what we think might happen, that fun stuff. Start off with Brandman. How'd you like this episode?
This was like, and they do this every episode, but I think this is like the most shock value episode of the entire season so far.
Hmm.
They went some places I didn't expect. um, they, I think it kind of prioritized shock value above anything else, which either could, depending on your taste, could work for or against the show. Yeah, it did good at establishing a couple other characters. I think that was mostly it. Yeah.
Bottle rocket.
You might get shot in the face, man.
Another scene that was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
He was like, Homelander was like, oh my God, what was that?
Mm.
Oh my God, you did this for me.
Anthony Starr was great in that. His reaction, his face, that was awesome. So some of the things like, what do you think about A-Train? What do you think about Sage? Everything happened. Everything with Hughie. It was wild. Everything.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
That was nuts. I probably would have broken down and cried too.
Yeah. He'd be forced to cry. Was terrible. Yeah. That was more of Jack Quaid's acting. Yeah. It was but yeah, then everything happened with Sage, everything happened with Valerie in the room with all the rich white guys. Because what we had Homelander kind of
Victoria Newman
with Victoria, yeah. But Homelander was like, "Hey, we're gonna do a coup," and all the rich guys were like, "I don't know." That's why I'm more curious to know what you think.
They had to ask him hard questions, and he didn't have. He's not smart enough to be able to answer those type of questions, to understand the policies and politics and how to keep. You can't ruin America by destroying what democracy or whatever democracy has put forward. The machine has to continue to run, right? The machine has to continue to run. Then you have to do it the right way. And once you lost Sage, that was the problem. You no longer had anyone smart enough to be able to explain how we're going to let the system continue to run while we take it over. And and then Homelander looked out there. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you what to do." And they had questions. He was like, "I don't know," and it was obvious that he was safe word Zendaya.
That was awesome.
But
out of nowhere.
Well, he said it's the most important thing. It's the thing you love the most.
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Yeah. I mean, he had nothing else. So Victoria Newman literally saved his butt with all of this.
Yeah. Also, Homelander's not used to being questioned like that. Like, if Homelander says do this, and a great example is like when he told Aquaman, what's his name, the Deep, to do stuff to A-Train, and they were gonna do it. But that's what he's used to, having that power. So now he's telling these people like, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and they're like, "Hold on," and he got flustered. He's like, "What? Like, you're questioning me?" And it's like, it's never happened in his life before,
Yeah, so, he doesn't know how to handle it.
Yeah. So, but meanwhile, you had Victoria or Victoria Newman coming out and being a champ, and the nod at the end where she like nods at Sage. Sage is like, but then she keeps nodding, so it's not what you thought it was.
Oh man, that is too funny. But no, the web hole. Oh my God, I was like, like with Mother's Milk, I was like, bro, no, don't do it, don't do it.
Mother's Milk is holding down the boys right now. The group.
Well, I mean, not anymore. He had a heart attack.
I know, man, and gonna be wild. Yeah.
Bedtime, guys. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. You're falling out.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Appreciate you coming in and
All
hanging
right.
out.
I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to bed at 8,
Good.
and I am content. I am going to go to sleep right now.
All
All
right,
right.
man.
Good night, everyone.
Later.
All right. Peace.
All right, man.
All right.
But yeah. But yeah, the web hole was wild. It was
Oh, I
a
mean,
lot.
there were so many parts of it. I was like, what the hell? So, the web holes is terrible. Everything with Jack. Oh man, with Hughie, I guess with me. That was like, why would the hell did you send Hughie into a place that has all those people in there? Like, there's no way he was going to survive. He literally was going to die. And then what Ashley did to him, that was so weird. Like, everything is so crazy. And
Was I the only person? Am I the only person who every time they showed the gimp guy in the green suit, the one already or in the red suit, I forgot
red
what it
suit? Yeah.
was. That was like tied to the wall already. I'm like, who is that? Who is it? Because he
Yeah.
breaks off, he knows passwords. As they're going into the elevator, he's just standing there waving. I died laughing. That was the funniest thing because like the butler, is doing what he's doing to Tech Knight, and the gimp guy is just like waving. But
But
I'm like,
who
who
is
is
it? Because he's a super.
it? Yeah. He had some kind of strength, I'm assuming. He ripped off the chains. But it was like, but also he doesn't like Tech Knight. Like he understood. I was just like the whole time, like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And and I'm trying to figure out who it was, and I can't. No one's coming to mind. But yeah. That was
But I feel like we're burying the lead. He's from the comic.
Who is he from in the comic?
I don't remember him.
I remember his name. I don't remember.
I feel like we're burying the lead though.
Yeah.
Because Billy Butcher literally had his own Fight Club moment and realized none of the people that we're seeing actually exist. Like he's been literally been talking to himself for the last 3 episodes. He's literally has this giant tumor on his brain and he's arguing with himself. And we have to ask, who is he going to listen to? Because they're both part of his personality. His ex-wife, that's dead, or his partner that he left to die before too. So like, what's going to happen? Who is he going to trust? Who is he going to go with? That was crazy in itself. Like, give me a Fight Club moment like that was fun, very fun.
Yeah. Oh, he's saying it's from a breakdown I watched. Okay, I got to check that one out because I don't remember who it was. But yeah, the whole Fight Club moment was really because the whole time I'm thinking I'm like no one is talking or even looking at Jeffrey D. Morgan's character. I can't remember his name. His old partner. So my bad. my cat's going crazy. So I'm like, is it in his head like his wife is in the head? And then sure enough, when they started arguing, I'm like, oh, that was so great. And that was such a good way to tell you that he is fake, is with him arguing with his other personality.
He was like, "Oh, you
person.
see her?"
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was so well done. I thought that was really good. But I think just because Butcher is crazy, I think he's going with his partner or a former partner. Because also his wife in his head didn't really put up a fight. He's saying all this shit, and she's just sitting there like, but yeah.
I don't know. The problem is he has a real big love for Ryan. His love for Ryan is the thing that kind of overdoes all of it. So even if he says, well, "I'll try to do this," I think his love for Ryan is going to eventually win out.
Yeah, and that's why I'm enjoying the show. I don't say more than the comic book, but I'm enjoying the show because it is different from the comic book because Ryan is in the comic. He's a character made for the show, and it changes. It changes what what Butcher can do. Because in the comic, Butcher is crazy the entire time, and he's has one thing, even though he talks to his dead wife in there too. But here it's like, no, you have Ryan. Oh, excuse me, you have Ryan, and it changes. So I don't know if Butcher's gonna be the same version that he is in the comic. And I think that's for the best, because I think this character is gonna change things. So um that's gonna be like, because he don't give a shit about Starlight if she dies or not. I don't think he really cares. Um, but with Ryan, I think it's different. So I'm
I
really
mean, he
curious.
likes Kamiko, but if she has to die, blah,
Yeah, he don't give a shit. Yeah, yeah,
casualties,
yeah. He
it's
don't care.
whatever.
A Train even, is really struggling to be a good person, a good hero for the first time in his life. That was a great moment, man. That was a great moment when he saves uh Mother's Milk, and he's at the ambulance, and he sees the little kid, and just like, oh, you're a hero. I was like, damn, man, like it's gonna hurt so bad when they kill A Train.
I mean, then he goes back to the party, and then they talk about, "Hey, you're a fast man alive. I bet you my grandfather would have caught you because he was a slave catcher." I like, what? What? I would have ran through you. Like, there's no way that it would have done anything else than me running through you.
Yeah. That was wild, man. That he's like, "Oh, all this is from 11 generations of being bounty hunters." I'm like, "Okay." It's like, "Oh, but we started off as like slave catchers." I was like, "Damn." As you're saying this to like A Train right there. And then he says that's A Train. I was like, "Wow." Like, wow. Like, like, and I think A Train's starting to really like feel it. I think he's always had issues with it, but now he's like, he has the capability of doing something about it, because he is helping out the boys. And I think shit like that's gonna like push him more to helping him out. But I think I
The
I
question
think
is Sage. Is Sage doing what she exactly what we think she's doing, or is she
uh,
trying to ruin the seven from inside the seven because
and
she's
she
that
wants the
smart?
world to burn. Nah, she wants the world to burn. She's the Joker. She's like, fuck them all, kill them all, everyone dies. That's what I think.
Would that be a surprise if all of a sudden she's the one that saves A Train so he doesn't die, and she's the one that they had a
Ooh.
relationship before, and she's the one that saves him, and by throwing Homelander, everyone else under the bus, so Homelander kills everybody else, and it's just her, A Train, and Homelander left because the
Hmm.
Black Noir's gonna die too.
Because the only problem I had with this episode was Hughie getting essayed as a joke. Um, but that's the thing. It was like it was goofy and funny until the end when he started to like cry, and you're like, oh, this really messed with his head, you know, because
Well,
because
it's
you
just
kind
not
of get
just it's also his father just died. He was
that.
running through people. People were dying because of his father. He has a relationship with his mother, and then you turn around and you gotta go through all of that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I think and like stuff like that can easily get lost in a show like this, you know, easily. You're kind of like you're like, oh my god, these people are crazy, it's wild. And then at the end, when he like kind of breaks down, he's like, I'm not good. I'm messed up. It kind of brings reality to it a little bit. You're like, oh yeah, like shit, like people got raped in this show. People got essayed in this show. People, you know, do really, really, really bad things in the show, and you tend to forget because of the craziness of the show overall. But a moment like that at the end, I think kind of pulls you back a little bit. You're like, hey, shit's still messed up. You know what I mean? Because we talked about abortion, we talked about being a pedophile, in one of the episodes, and just this season, Ryan is a product of being raped, his mom being raped by Homelander. So I mean, it's all over the board, with it. So something like this that at that last moment when he breaks down and cries, like, was important, as if you might have thought it was cringy or he didn't do a good job with forced crying or something like that. I think that for me the message still came across like this is not
You're
good
overwhelmed and emotionally. You're so exhausted. The only thing you can do is cry.
because you had the racism in the rich man party, with all the rich white guys. You had the racism part of it, but you also had the classism part of it too, when the rich white guys are also talking down to this poor white girl.
Well, it
They're
wasn't
like,
just them. It was also the rest of the superheroes saying this is not for you.
yeah, yeah, you're trailer park trash kind of stuff. So it's like you really feel like it hits on like how effed up everything is, with stuff like that too. Big Four Entertainment said, "Now my theory is, um, Butcher kills Homelander with Ryan's help, but the virus is gonna make Butcher kill his own team, and Hughie kills Butcher." Oh,
Mm.
okay, that's a lot of killing.
Because Butcher's the last evil thing.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, we need some Butcher and Homelander need to duke it out. One of them need to die from each other.
And no, I think one of them dies, and then the other one gets killed by his own team.
Yeah, yeah, cool with that. I like that theory. I like that theory. That's one of the better ones I've seen so far. But yeah, man. I mean, I liked this episode a lot. It was fun. It was cool. It was seeing the cracks in the God Homelander. When he gets questioned. Stuff like that. So I enjoy seeing that. So yeah, I'm digging it. Digging it. I don't know. Any last thoughts?
No, I can't wait to see what they do. Every week I'm interested to see what the plan is. I don't think we've seen the plan still.
I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
We want to hear from anybody watching on the replay. Leave a comment down below this if you have any theories, something similar to Bigger Ford, anything different. How are you liking the season so far? Where you rating it? But yeah, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come and join us every Monday and Thursday. We appreciate all you guys hanging out with us in the live chat. Stick around because we're gonna move on to a couple more giveaways for the night.